Hello and welcome to the online edition of Nightwatch for March 2024. My name is Bill, coming to you from the Sudekum Planetarium here at Adventure Science Center in Nashville. And we have a number of things to talk about this month, and also a little sneak preview of the upcoming solar eclipse in early April. First of all, daylight saving time starts this month at 2 a.m. on Sunday, March 10th. Don't forget to turn your clocks ahead 1 hour. And yes, you might lose an hour that night, but you'll get it back in November. Also this month, we have the Vernal Equinox, the official beginning of spring here in the Northern Hemisphere, on Tuesday, March 19th at 10:06 p.m. Central Daylight Time. The equinox means that we have equal day and equal night, as the sun rises due east and sets due west. The first full day of spring, therefore, here in the Nashville area will be on Wednesday, the 20th. As we look at the moon phases this month, we find the moon will be at last quarter on the 3rd, new moon on the 10th, first quarter moon on the 16th, and full moon on the 25th. That full moon on the 25th will occur during the early morning hours before sunrise, and there will be a penumbral lunar eclipse, which you might hear about on the news or even read about online. A penumbral lunar eclipse means that it will not really be a partial eclipse or a total eclipse of the moon. Instead, the moon will pass through the outer shadow of the Earth, which is not really visible to your unaided eye. The mid-eclipse from Nashville will be around 2:12 a.m. Central Daylight Time, but if you go outside and look at that full moon, you will not notice anything different about it. Penumbral eclipses, again, are not really detectable by your unaided eye. Just 2 weeks later, though, the new moon on Monday, April 8th, will result in a total eclipse of the sun. And we mention it this month here on Nightwatch Online, since it is coming up and you may want to plan to see it. Since it's in early April, you may want to plan a trip to see this eclipse at its best. The center line of totality will pass through parts of Texas, extreme southeast Oklahoma, across parts of Arkansas, including the Little Rock area, and then continuing north and east across parts of Indiana and Ohio, and the eastern Great Lakes region, and then into northern New England. Now those areas will see a total eclipse of the sun, where the moon will completely cover the sun in the sky, giving you one of the most rare and most beautiful events that you can see with your unaided eye. However, it will be a partial eclipse here in the Nashville area, and here's how you can plan for it. Here in Nashville, we will see about 95% of the sun's disk covered by the new moon. Remember, being a partial eclipse, you must use proper safe viewing methods, including solar viewing glasses, that is, safe solar viewing glasses, or projection methods using pinholes and projecting an image on a piece of paper, or watching shadows on the ground as the light shines through holes or the breaks between leaves and trees, where you can watch the projected image of the sun on the ground. Now here in the Nashville area, we're going to see about 95% of the sun covered up once again, with the partial eclipse beginning at 12:44 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Mid-eclipse, when about 95% of the sun will be covered, will occur at 2:03 p.m. and the partial eclipse will end at 3:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Facing toward the southwest, during mid-eclipse, you may notice two star-like objects on either side of the sun. As it gets a little bit darker outside, the brighter object below the sun, that will be the planet Venus. And to the upper left of the eclipsed sun, you may be able to see another object that would be the planet Jupiter, also appearing as a bright white star-like object in the sky, but not quite as bright as Venus. Again, these planets will appear as star-like objects in the sky during the middle part of the eclipse, when the sky will be at its darkest. And that'll be between about 1:40 p.m. and 2:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You may also notice that shadows may look a little bit different during this deepest part of the eclipse as you look around, since it will not quite be like twilight, but it won't be very bright outside like the middle of the day. You will also notice that the temperature may drop during mid-eclipse. If it turns out to be cloudy or rainy, which it could very well be in the month of April, we will just notice the cloudy sky getting much darker, and we'll have to wait for the next deep partial eclipse here in the Nashville area, which won't occur until August 2045. Looking at planets this month, in the evening sky we still have the planet Jupiter, which appears as a bright white star-like object in the western part of the sky. It will be getting lower during the course of March, but we will see it all month. See the beautiful crescent moon passing by the planet Jupiter on the evening of the 13th, just after sunset in the western sky. In the morning sky, the planet Venus is extremely low in the east-southeastern sky during morning twilight, so get up really early before the sun comes up and you might catch a glimpse, but be warned, you need a good view of your east-southeastern horizon to see Venus. By the end of the month of March, the planet Mars will start becoming visible just before sunrise low in the eastern sky, but it will be tough to see. Again, you need a good view of your eastern horizon. Again, it's going to be visible in early morning twilight just before sunrise. Looking in our evening sky at about 8:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time during mid-month, we find that we still do have the winter constellations of Orion, Canis Major and Canis Minor, as well as Gemini and Auriga, going off toward the southwestern part of the sky. Get your last looks at these winter constellations as we move into the spring season, but looking toward the east we have the king of the spring season rising, the constellation Leo the Lion. Notice the group of stars that looks like a backwards question mark shape in the sky, and a triangle which marks the back end of the lion. Again, the backwards question mark is actually the head and neck region of the lion. So look for this beautiful constellation coming up in the east, and Leo will be with us through the rest of the spring season. As we turn around and face toward the north, we notice the very famous Big Dipper group of stars, which is part of the constellation in Greek mythology known as Ursa Major, rising up higher in the north-northeastern sky. Looking at the Big Dipper, take the two end stars in the bowl of the Dipper, go from the bottom of the bowl to the top and extend that line away, which will lead you right to the very famous Polaris, or the North Star. Notice that Polaris is not a very bright star at all, with the brightest star in the sky, of course, being the sun, which gives us daytime. The brightest star in the nighttime sky is the star Sirius in the constellation Canis Major, to the lower left of the constellation Orion, which is on the other side of the sky over in the southwest. Now don't forget, if you can't remember everything I've mentioned in this online edition of Nightwatch, you can go online and grab a copy of our online star chart at adventuresci.org/starcharts. And you can do this every month and get the current edition of our star chart online, as well as other information about other things that are happening in the sky. Also, don't forget to visit us here at the Sudekum Planetarium at Adventure Science Center. During the month of March, we have our planetarium shows, including our regular planetarium version of Nightwatch, and also the show Eclipse, the Sun Revealed, as we prepare for the solar eclipse in April. Also, To Worlds Beyond, Journey Through the Solar System. If you want to learn about planets in our solar system, this is the show to see. And also on Thursday, March 21st, which is part of our third Thursdays for 18 plus only, we have laser Foo Fighters in the planetarium, the colors and the lasers, if you'd like to see that one. Now, we thank you for watching our online edition of Nightwatch. Check out our website for more information about all the programs and activities happening here at the Science Center, and we hope you can join us here at the Planetarium and the Science Center, where our mission is to open every mind to the wonders of science and technology, fostering a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Again, I'm Bill, coming to you from the Sudekum Planetarium here at Adventure Science Center, and until next time, I wish you clear skies.